Hi! I'm Josh Elliott.
I'm Liberty Parker.
I'm Max Hall.
And this is our review of A Wrinkle in Time. First off, welcome to the channel, guys. So, A Wrinkle in Time is based off of a children's novel from the 1960s?
I think so.
It's about a girl named Meg, whose father was a scientist who disappeared. He was trying to discover a fifth dimension. And now, Meg, her friend Calvin, and her younger adopted brother Charles Wallace are greeted by three witches, basically. They call them the Misses. There actually is a fifth dimension where you can wrinkle time to go to all of these unique places, and Meg is the only one that can defeat this creature called the It, which has captured her father. If that sounds generic,
it's because it is. It's very generic.
To be honest, I think the book established that kind of story, but they could have done something to make it more updated, since that has been done a million times since.
The movie was very colorful. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, that was one of the main things that even kept you really in it. It was that and the comedy. The jokes kind of hit sometimes they didn't.
I can't remember much of the jokes, but I do remember Reese Witherspoon's character. I liked her, and she was pretty funny. I think she was the best of the Misses because she was the comic relief. Mindy Kaling had no personality in this.
The only one that I thought was relatively interesting was Oprah's character. The other ones, it was either, like you said, for comic relief, or they were just kind of there to just kind of move the story along at times. They didn't really add any emotional impact to the film.
And even with Oprah, she's kind of just being Oprah.
It didn't really seem like they were acting. It just kind of seemed like they were saying the lines. You can do it if you do this and this and this.
And maybe that would be powerful if that wasn't something that you saw in every kid's movie ever made. The book was one of the major reasons that these stereotypes exist, because it was made before them.
Yeah, but definitely it needed something new in it. And they tried to do that. It just didn't work as well as they thought it would.
Something that I thought was really weird, the cinematography was great. It looked beautiful, but I thought it was directed really badly. It was very bad at establishing the geography of where the characters are standing or who they're talking to in group scenes. Because there are so many scenes where there's a big ensemble of characters talking to each other, but a majority of the movie is filmed in close-ups. On multiple occasions, I noticed times where I had no idea who they were talking to or where they were in the room. And it's kind of hard to focus on the story when you're too busy trying to figure out where the characters even are in the room.
Yeah, I remember one of the visual gags. The camera was on Meg, but on the side, the ginger one. I don't
Reese
remember.
Witherspoon. Yeah. Mrs. What's-It.
She was doing something that would have been funny if you could just see her. I noticed her. It was funny, but other people didn't notice her.
I thought that the dialogue was one of the movie's weakest points, and I noticed that periodically throughout the movie. I don't think that the script was good, at all.
The kid actors weren't very good. Meg was fine. Calvin was alright. Charles Wallace.
I know that it is his character, that he's very intelligent in his dialogue, and just the way he acted, it wasn't believable that he was just a very intelligent young kid. It felt like he was an intelligent old man trapped in a kid's body.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned him, I was just reminded of the very beginning of the movie and how it kind of just thrusts you into the fantasy without actually explaining anything. The inciting incident of this movie is when Mrs. What's-It just randomly shows up in their house. Charles Wallace already knows her, and nobody asks any questions.
Why are you talking to my children, you strange lady?
Yeah, she's not even trying to protect her children, because Charles Wallace is over there standing right by this lady, and she's just over there looking scared.
This is a fantasy world that they have to establish completely, and so if the characters don't ask questions about it, the audience won't be enticed to know the answers.
Yeah, I felt like that world was not developed very good at all. They focused more on the visual aspect of it and not anything else.
Should we go into spoilers?
Yeah.
Charles Wallace gets taken over by the It. First off, they never really establish how or when that happens.
Yeah.
But what ultimately saves him is Meg's love for him. That wasn't really a recurring theme in the movie. Her love for Charles Wallace was not really what the story was about. I didn't get the impression of. I thought it was about her love for herself.
It almost would have been more impactful if, instead of taking over Charles Wallace, it took over her, but it was periodically coming in and out of being possessed by it. So she would have to discover how to combat it through loving herself.
I think my favorite effect was a giant Oprah. Why did he touch her face? Just Just asking. Just reach up and touch Oprah's face.
I feel like they're trying to portray Oprah as like God in this scenario. She felt very much like that character, like, I know everything. It's gonna be okay, guys.
Yeah.
Just listen to me.
Oprah for President
And-
2020.
I was gonna say something about just the theme of the movie. If they really wanted to make it different, they could have gone down the path of we all have this central goal and we're gonna go down different ways to get there, and then we'll kind of come back and sort of unify. Even though that's still a little bit overdone, it's not as overdone as the theme of this movie.
Do you guys want to go to final verdicts?
Mm-hmm.
This movie is bad for all of the reasons you'd expect it to be, so in a way it's actually kind of tolerable, because you're so used to all of the tropes, but you're also so sick of them that it's not tolerable. The visuals are really good. It's a very pretty movie, but it's so generic. It's so lazily shot and edited. And basically, if you've seen any kids movie about believing yourself, then you've seen A Wrinkle in Time. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
For this movie, I kind of walked in with fairly low expectations, but even then, I was still very disappointed. How I gauge if a Disney movie is gonna be good or bad, at Disneyland in California, in Disney's California Adventure, they have a preview center. Usually if they put movies in there, they're not gonna be that good. They did that with A Wrinkle in Time. Once I saw that, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. As a Disney fan, I was kind of hoping it would have at least been like okay, but I don't even think it was okay. I'd give it a 3.
I wasn't excited for it the first time I saw the trailer, just being honest there. Over time, I started getting excited. This is going to be the first time I've seen a movie in a while. I did enjoy it just for the visuals, though. Did not really see anything of value other than the visuals. I would say a 3 for it as well.
So the final verdict is a 3.3. What did you think of A Wrinkle in Time if you saw it? If you comment, I will kidnap you and hold you prisoner in another dimension for years. Peace out!
Thanks for watching our video.
Click here for some more great content.
Click here to watch our last video.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.